gosh, hey bestie, we're literally on FaceTime right now. So how are you? How have you been? Oh, you're going to college soon, or you're thinking of moving out of your hometown? Okay, cool, because I did that. I was in your shoes once. I actually think I know a YouTuber who might be able to give you some information. Hey guys, so as you know, the reason why you're here in this video, either you're moving from Hawaii to the continental US, or maybe you're just coming from any sort of small town and going to like a bigger city. I would say like this is more focused for like college kids, just because like this is my experience and I haven't been into that part of my adult life where it's just like without a college institution kind of guiding my experiences.
Fight on!
And I'm hoping that this helps some people. I will preface that I'm very happy with my decision, but I still love home. I still miss Hawaii. Hawaii's always gonna be home, and I don't think moving away is for everyone. Let's get into the video. So the first question I got from two different people, but it's basically the same thing as like, what do I like or love about living in the continental US / the mainland? First things first, one of the biggest things that I experienced growing up that made me know I want to move to the mainland, the idea that like I live on an island where you can go around the entire thing in 2 hours, and I am someone who loves to do new things and try new things and like explore, see the world. So one of the beautiful things about being in the mainland is that I get to like, let me try this coffee shop. I can get an Uber, explore little Tokyo. I don't drive and I don't have a car, but like I really want to go on a road trip, and you can do that and experience very different things just by like being in the mainland. So that was like one of the biggest reasons that like kind of drove me to make that decision. Now don't get me wrong, I love the food in Hawaii. I actually think the food in Hawaii, like if you want to have really good food, like Hawaii has some of like the best food, especially if you like Asian food. Oh, so good. But in Hawaii, like we don't have like all the fast food chains. Let me also preface, depending on where you move to in the mainland, your experiences could be very different. I'm currently in New Mexico, and then I go to school in California, so those are my experiences, but like I've tried a bunch of different foods. Oh my gosh, my campus has a yogurt land near it. Technically, I can get frozen yogurt in Hawaii, but there's not a lot of options, and trying to get someone to drive me to the west side to get like frozen yogurt would just like not happen. So like having like yogurt land, Chipotle, which like I don't really, you know, sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't, to be honest, but like just having the option, you know. Here in New Mexico, like I want to try Dutch Bros so bad. Like some of my friends are like, I need to try Dutch Bros, so I'm excited. I want to do that. I've tried a lot of different foods in Albuquerque, actually. I also want to go to a Cracker Barrel and a Waffle House. But yeah, just like tons of different like food options. Panera's a big one. Panera's actually like nearby where I'm staying in New Mexico. And like, I love, oh my god, when I'm sick, I'm just like dying in my bed. The soup, a tomato soup in a bread bowl is like, that is for me. Also like shops, so like Garage and Cotton, especially Garage is one of my favorite stores. It's really expensive, so like I don't buy things a lot, but if there's like something I love, then I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna you know, do a spontaneous little, got that one. Oh, and Marshalls are way better in the mainland than they are in Hawaii. The one Marshalls I go to has like a really small like beauty section, which is like the place that I could literally spend so much time in. But here, oh my gosh, everything I need. I couldn't even find sunscreen back at home, but like in the mainland, girl, I got, let me show you. I literally got this SPF 50 Neutrogena Ultra Sheer, like this, which is so good. I like Neutrogena for sunscreen. I got that at Marshalls, like, and like I get so much hair care product. The shampoo and conditioner I'm using now, don't mind my hair, I just had it in a bun and I like showered, so it looks a little weird right now, but like I love being able to get, I think I want to say it's Shea Moisture. I get that shampoo and conditioner from Marshalls like all the time, and it's like a really good investment because you get a lot for your money. It's like way cheaper than buying it at Ulta. So yeah. Oh, and In-N-Out, oh my god, I only eat two cheeseburgers from two different places, and it's In-N-Out and McDonald's, and I love In-N-Out so much. Before I left California, I was like, that's one thing I need. And I hope In-N-Out expands to New Mexico. Probably Albuquerque, which is where it would like make the most sense. But like, I love In-N-Out. Oh my gosh, I love In-N-Out.
But yeah, okay, and then one last thing about
what I love and like about the mainland. I like learning about like other people's lives and culture. Here, like when I'm in LA, I'm also like, I've learned Spanish. I've learned about a lot more about the differences between different like Latin American cultures and ethnicity groups. And I think that's really interesting. Like I like learning about like people's life experience. I would say like specifically California or any big city, like to get different perspectives and ideas and kind of like broaden like your framework of life, you know, like just kind of like get outside the box. Now this one is kind of more specific to like Hawaii, but someone asked me what I thought was the same but was surprisingly different, and I had a hard time thinking about this until I was talking about it with my friends, because they were like,
oh my gosh, like Kehlani, you're at USC, like what sports do you go to, like what's the culture like?
And I'm gonna be so straight up honest with you guys, okay? I do not like college sports in the mainland. I had higher expectations, so like I did sideline cheer, so I would watch all the basketball games. I loved basketball in high school, and then I went to a college basketball game at my institution, and I didn't like sports after that. I didn't feel the same vibe, and let me explain that. So in Hawaii, like I am someone who like I love to yell in a sports game. I love to like I don't want to say like I'm not getting aggressive, but like used to like silent cheer, so I would be like shouting all the time. And it's just like sports culture in Hawaii is like so big, like it's and everyone's like yelling, like it's just kind of like a vibe. Like I don't know how to explain it, especially like if you're from Hawaii and you go to like a Kahuku game or even like a KSK game, like it's honestly better than college sports. Like the vibe I get when I'm at my institution is like people looking at me weird for yelling. Like people are like, yeah, there's the student section. It's not hitting the same, you know what I mean? I just don't like it. I really don't like sports culture here. I enjoyed the women's basketball game more than the boys basketball game, also because that crowd was just better. But in general, like the guys basketball games, I'm like, ugh. And I don't really like football. Had a lot of terrible interactions, especially with frat boys. I hate frat boys. I could do a whole story time of some of the things I've went to being in a football game that I'm just like, I really don't like watching collegiate sports. Like, I know that's a hot take, but the other few things that I thought were the same but were surprisingly different is one, 7-Elevens and gas station stores. This is a big shocker for me because we have really good 7-Elevens in Hawaii. I recently learned that our 7-Eleven chains are owned by the Japanese 7-Eleven chain. So we have somen salad, there's Spanish rolls, you get, if you're into Manapua, breakfast bentos. Like we have a really good 7-Eleven, and like a lot of the gas station stores in Hawaii are generally up to that kind of standard where it's more food that's based in Hawaii. So I'm over here thinking like,
oh my god, I'm gonna go to 7-Eleven or go to a gas station store and there's gonna be like all these food options and they're probably gonna be specific to like this area.
No, it's kind of a letdown, I'm not gonna lie. Like going to a 7-Eleven here, it's like, Alright, now, what is something that I thought would have been different but is the same? Prices. So Albuquerque, I will say like things are cheaper here. Like gas is so much cheaper. But like, and I mean like I should have known, like it's California, it's LA, like it's expensive. Like we have Erewhon, which I don't get Erewhon. Honestly, the idea of Erewhon, what sells Erewhon, not the quality of Erewhon, but just the idea of Erewhon and what it symbolizes. Coffee prices, like even here in Albuquerque, like coffee is generally like the same price in LA and in Hawaii, and I will say Albuquerque coffee has been pretty good, like, but like that kind of stuff I'm just like, oh, like it's not that different. Now there are times where I feel like food can be cheaper in California than Hawaii, like, but that's like a very rare occasion. By my college there's like foods can't be like taxed necessarily, or they're not taxed, which is nice. So I get a boba, $6. They raise the prices, but I get it for $6. Yeah, so that is something to consider before you move away. Prices don't really change. Oh, unless you're moving to like somewhere like Texas, places that aren't as like populated, I guess, or like a bigger, things are gonna be cheaper. More urbanized like city places tends to be more expensive, or like anything like touristy. I went to Santa Fe, everything was also like a little bit more overpriced there, so it does depend on where you move to. Look at my water bottle, guys. I got this from TNC. It's so cute. Stay hydrated. And someone asked me, what are some tips for living in the mainland? If you're moving to a big city, this could also apply to you.
So
my very first tip is to be open-minded. You're going to a place that you probably aren't familiar with. It's an unknown world out there.
New world,
Like, you have to be open-minded and understand, like, your experiences might be very different from other people's. The food that is going to be available is going to be probably very different from where you're from. So I think accepting that it's going to be different and being open-minded to trying new things will help you to get used to it and to not hate it. If you can't get over the fact that it's different from home, probably moving away isn't like the best for you, to be honest. And if anywhere you're going to and you've never really been there before and you don't really know anything about it, I would say just like be open-minded, try new things. Like, there is beauty in every place. My second big tip that I'm going to give you is if you can do it independently on your own in the mainland, then I think you'll be fine. And what I mean by that is, like, I feel like the world feels a lot less scary when you can do it on your own, kind of have that kind of control. Like, for you to be able to just like, oh, I'm gonna learn how to use public transit, or I'm gonna learn how to use an Uber, or like this and that. Like, learning to be independent in these spaces that you're not used to will help you in the long run, because it forces you to kind of be responsible for like what happens and like to be aware of like yourself. And I honestly have been like thriving. I've done a lot of things here in Albuquerque and even in like California where I'm like, I'm just on my own. Like, especially like college is a great place to learn how to be on your own and to be okay with it. Learning like how you want to use your money, what you like, what is responsible spending, like all of that stuff, you can easily learn from being independent in like an unknown place, you know what I mean? So I think learning to like experience on your own and being okay with that is my tip for you guys, I guess. I don't know. Alrighty guys, that is all that I have for you.
I hope this helped you in some sort of way and helped you think about your decisions and if this is the right choice for you. But understand that it's okay if it's not, but it's okay if it is.
But yeah, have a great day. Love you guys. Is that a little too intimate? Sorry. Bye guys.